Welcome back to the 12th International Conference for Teachers of English, UPN-FM 2021. After an exciting kickoff and an opening plenary, it is time for us to start our sessions. And for this session, it is my pleasure to introduce you to teacher Dina Dolores Diaz Alvarado. She is a teacher at Dowal School in Tegucigalpa, and she is going to be talking about early literacy in the context of remote learning. But before we listen to her presentation, I'm going to read a little bit about her. Teacher Dina holds a bachelor's degree on English teaching from the UPN FM. She has extensive experience on primary education with a particular focus on early literacy skills development in first grade learners. Recently, she finished a certificate program on virtual teaching issued by Universidad Benito Juárez. Welcome to this conference, Teacher Dina, and thanks for participating. Let us all get ready and enjoy this presentation.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dina Diaz, and it's such a great honor for me to be here with you sharing this space that has been promoted by the English program in this 12th Conference for Teachers of English. For me, represents more than a privilege to get to share with you my experiences as a first grade educator in what is early literacy in the context of remote learning. Nowadays, I teach at Dowal School. However, what I will share, it will be much more my personal experience, not to what has been done as an institution to tackle remote learning. So let's jump in. But the most important thing you get to know, or we need to establish before we continue, it's what is early literacy. Then we will be discussing about rethinking first grade within remote learning. We will be discussing what's best for the younger kids if it's on-site learning or remote learning. We will be discussing the pros and cons. Next, my game plan as a first grade educator, what I thought it would be better, and what is happening now, right? So as I told you before, let's jump in and let's discuss what is early literacy. If you like to teach for preschoolers or enjoy being a teacher for early elementary grades, you already know how important it is to enhance basic skills that lead every kid to the reading writing process. Early literacy refers to the development of skills students need in order to transition from learning to read to reading to learn. These skills include vocabulary, phonics, language, and numeracy, to name just a few. Early literacy gives students the foundation they need in order to learn and grow. Kids who master essential early literacy skills and are reading proficiently in the early grades are more likely to enjoy their academic learning process. And this was said by Strickland and Riley, years 2006. So imagine how important it is, early literacy then. Early literacy is what children know about reading and writing before they can actually read and write. Early literacy skills are the roots of reading success, and it is never too early to plant the seed. Children prepare to read long before they enter school. In fact, early literacy begins not to develop right from birth. A child's positive early experiences with books and language lay the foundation for success in learning to read. Using the 5 early literacy practices that I will be listening later on, it's so much more you can do to help build reading readiness, right? Very important. So, which are the abilities our kids need to develop before they get into preschool? easy and basic skills. We, as the parents, sometimes don't know the importance of sitting with our kids, just talking about any single topic, any single thing. But we are reinforcing their language, not only in their native language, but we are settling the foundations or the skills for the kids to learn a second language before. So talking with our kids in early ages helps them to learn better. Whether your child is babbling or speaking words, the more you respond, the more they will learn. Singing, oh, I love to sing with kids. This slows down language so children hear the different sounds that make up words. This helps when they begin to read printed language. So use as many songs as you can with younger kids. And there are plenty of selections in YouTube and other platforms, or you can even make your own videos, right? So reading together with your kids, share reading is the single most important way to help children get ready to read. Writing. Writing and reading go together. You already know this and how important it is to have them as a team. Talking with your child about their scribbles and drawings helps them make the connection between spoken and printed language. Playing. Oh, so important. It's for kids to play. And they don't get to play too much nowadays. But what is so important to play with younger kids? Because with this, kids pretend as many as they can. Playing pretend helps children think symbolically. This helps them understand that spoken and written words can stand for real objects and experiences. So, oh my God, how important all of these are. Rethinking first grade, remote learning versus on-site learning. Okay, so my experience. What did we experience on March the 2020? Oh, there were many different situations we had to deal with since nobody, nor parents, nor kids, or us as teachers were prepared for the sudden change we had to face from one day to another on March the 2020. The first thing I realized, I was a novel teacher for remote learning. As you know, it's not the same. It's not the same to be a distance teacher than an on-site teacher or a remote teacher. There is a huge difference between those three terms. But we were supposed from one Friday to a Monday, we were supposed to continue to an academic process from scratch because we needed to improve platforms. We needed to look for proper platforms so the kids can be able to manage them, and to applications and devices that students can use in order not only to get the online class, but a device that could lead the kids to show their evidences on the class where they were developing with the teacher, with the online teacher, right? So I remember I had to change. I had to change not the content, but I had to change the way I was teaching from one day to another. And that was a little bit stressing. Not a little bit. It was a whole world of stressing. My personal experience, from computer things, from computer or technological abilities, I didn't have them so well developed, but we had to, right? We had to move on, and we had to. Uh, I remember that weekend, the crazy weekend. I think it was on March the 13th. I think it was the longest weekend I experienced in my whole life. I didn't know what will happen next Monday when my kids suddenly will appear in front of a camera, in front of a computer. We didn't know what to do, but we moved on, and that was the important thing. I remember it was the last partial that school year. Thank God that my kids knew me from the beginning, and we had three partials, three quarters ahead. So we only needed to finish with the reading writing process. So that was, yes, it was stressing, but we didn't had to begin from the scratch, from zero, because we knew each other. I already, at that point of the school year, I knew which were my kids' strengths and weaknesses in the reading writing process. So I just had to move on, go with the flow, and finish the school year. But the real challenge was the next school year. I remember it was 2021, right? The instruction we got from our authorities in a private school, instructions where we will be teaching from home. We will be completely virtual. Remote learning will be the learning mode that week, that school year. So we needed to, we needed to set different kinds of strategies and objectives. Okay, so before we move on to my game plan, so let's see. Let's establish remote learning versus on-site learning. You know, to read, children must know how to blend isolated sounds into words. To write, they must know how to break words into their component sounds. First grade students who don't yet know this, the letters and sounds, they will need special catch-up instruction. In addition to such phonemic awareness, beginning readers must know their letters and have a basic understanding of how the letters of words going from left to right represent their sounds. So first grade on-site instruction is designed to ensure that all children have a firm grasp of these basics before formal reading and spelling instruction begins. But remote learning doesn't allow teachers to have a clear idea on each student's weaknesses or strengths in this process. So that was the most important thing we have to deal with in remote learning. So at that point of the school year, for me, my personal plan was, oh my God, what I will do now? I needed to be prepared. This wasn't enough. What I did the last quarter wasn't enough for for my kids. It was enough this school year because I was practically finishing with the process. But what will happen next school year when we are going to begin with a complete new group? They don't know basic abilities of phonemic awareness or basic early literacy, and we are gonna get students from, as always, from others school, from other preschools, and there were some kids who didn't even had the chance to finish the last school year. So it was a complete challenge, right? So then first, as an institution, we redesigned the curriculum. We not only adapt content, but we had to adapt different classwork, different worksheets, different books. adapt content, but we were focusing mostly in improving abilities than in context. That is a policy, that is a school philosophy, and redesign classwork and class activities. Uh, Now, more than ever, the teacher staff should work at that point of the school year. The teacher staff must work together in order to get better results from kids. And if one of the teachers couldn't identify one weakness or strength on kids, so the other teacher would be able to do it. So we established a very great team with my co-workers. We were working very close with Spanish teacher, everything that was related to language. It doesn't matter what language, but we made a very great team because we always know that we are linked together, Spanish and English teachers, but now we know more than ever that we need to work together because most of the all of the skills needed in Spanish to read in the reading process are the same abilities you will need in acquiring the English language or reading in English, right? So as an institution, it was a necessity to implement a better equipment for teachers. It also to get licenses in platforms so kids can work online, and also students could present their evidences through a platform that will be secure and friendly for the kids and parents to use it. Right. So next, but mostly, okay. What did I do? I knew I it was necessary to learn new techniques through computers, using technology, in order to be able to correct the kid in the proper way to sound, pronunciation, lip position, to articulate sounds, diaphragm, consonant blends, etc. So on-site instructions are the perfect way a teacher can properly guide the process. But as we are not longer on-site teachers, we needed to adapt ourselves. So what did I do? The first thing, as an educator, I realized I was novel in these technological things and in this kind of remote learning. So I got a certificate taught by Universidad Benito Juárez from Mexico, which empowered me to use every available application and platform to ensure the kids' success in remote learning. And the last experience showed me that parents are not always helping us do the best for their kids. Okay. Okay. I understand. I am a mom. I am a mom, and I have a kid who's in first grade, and I know how important it is to show good classwork, to show exercises well done, but you will be on my side when you hear from me that I prefer my kids making mistakes than checking exercises in which there are no mistakes. And even though when I am asking my kids, or I'm asking my kids to do exercises with a high level of um, difficult exercises for them, and then it doesn't take it. like more than 15 minutes for them to present them because they are with their parents at their sides. And I can detect that no, the kids are not working. Parents are presenting their work, not their kids' work. So that's one of the cons we have with remote learning. And now we need to let parents know the importance to present the real production of kids as evidence of classwork done at home, not perfect exercises, most of the time made by themselves. My point of view is the more kids make mistakes, the more I will be able to help them as an instructor for their learning process. So if we have perfect exercises, then we said, okay, these kids don't have any problem. Let's move on to another content. Let's move on to another ability. And then because we think we see all the evidences that we get are good. So we need to empower and let parents know that it is okay, that they need to show the real results to make a real difference on their learning process. So, and so we needed to readapt a better place also, so the students can feel, even though they are at home, that they can feel in school environment. So, okay, you're at home, I am at home, but I will make you feel comfortable. This is our school this year, and this is the way I will be teaching you. So make the kids feel comfortable with their environments, placing the correct backgrounds. Once I remember one of my the teachers I had in the UPN told me, okay, I'm sorry, but if you decide to be a first grade teacher, you should be clear that you will be a clown every day. So imagine if I was used to be a clown every day in my classroom. Now in remote learning, I have plenty of space and ideas to feel my kids comfortable with the process. And even though we're not at school, that nothing happens. It's only a small difference. But I'm here, I'm your teacher, and either way we will learn. Okay. That was my game plan. And up today it has worked. Okay. So next I want to share with you in the what's happening now, because this is a new school year and we are always rethinking what to do, because I know every single, not only institutions, but I know every single teacher. Teachers plans to be a better teacher every day. That's our plan, right? So, but how am I going to know if I am doing it right or wrong if I don't apply test, if I don't measure my kids' knowledge or their abilities? So there were some tests that are called las pruebas venales, ¿verdad? I will switch into Spanish only just for a few minutes, because these are tests that are established in Spanish, and there are no technical terms for this the test or definitions that you will be reading here. And so I will have to speak in Spanish for just some minutes. Okay. Bien. ¿Qué tipo de habilidades nos muestran las pruebas venales? Bien, como les dije, estas son pruebas que necesitamos, se aplican todos los años. como educadores en nuestra institución los aplicamos todos los años. Sin embargo, este año se aplicó no al principio del año escolar, sino que se esperó que los niños estuvieran un poco más adaptados en tanto a la tecnología como a la nueva transición de lo que significaba, de lo que significa un primer grado, de la transición de un preescolar a un primer grado, que como todos sabemos es problemática, ¿verdad? Toma mucho tiempo. Normalmente, siempre como una educadora de primer grado, me ha tomado 15 días hacer ese periodo de adaptación. Sin embargo, este año, pues, estimé conveniente tener un mes, bueno, no un mes, un periodo completo, un parcial completo, para poder adaptar, hacer que los niños se adaptaran no solamente al proceso remoto, sino también a todo lo que implicaba la nueva forma de recibir clases. Bien, entonces por eso estas pruebas en este año son mucho más importantes que en otros periodos, porque nos están arrojando resultados de lo que significó para un grupo completo estar en una educación completamente remota, ¿verdad? Entonces, las pruebas penales, ¿en qué categoría se encuentran estas pruebas? Son test educacionales y psicopedagógicos. El objetivo de ellos son medir las habilidades de los niños para el aprendizaje de la lectoescritura. La aplicación es individual. El tiempo de aplicación debe de ser presencial y el tiempo pueden tomarse alrededor de 30 minutos aproximadamente. La edad son niños de 5 a 6 años. El material necesario son manuales instrucciones para aplicación, corrección y baremación, hojas de respuesta, lápiz, láminas, memorias visuales, pelotas, hojas de papel blanco. Y en los ámbitos en que se aplican clínico, educacional, neuropsicológico y de investigación. Tenemos los resultados, ¿verdad? Dentro de los resultados que nos arrojaron estas pruebas, tenemos los tipos de aprendizaje que tienen nuestros alumnos, ¿de acuerdo? Su capacidad para aprender, ¿verdad? También vemos las áreas psicomotoras en donde ellos sobresalen, qué tipo de lateralidad ellos utilizan para sus habilidades, si son diestros, si son zurdos, ¿verdad? Entonces, sí, más que todo, las pruebas arrojaron resultados en donde nuestros niños en modalidad virtual, en modalidad remota, ellos sí desarrollan mucho la parte oral y la parte analítica. Sin embargo, la parte motora, hablándose tanto de motor fino como motor grueso, es una parte que sale muy poco estimulada. Bien, entonces, como maestros debemos nosotros, yo al recibir estos resultados, pues lo primero fue hacer una pausa en el proceso. No podíamos seguir, no podía yo seguir con contenido o con exigencias mucho más grandes, con ejercicios con un grado de exigencia altísimo, si sabía que mis alumnos en lo básico estaban fallando, ¿verdad? Ellos reconocen muy bien los sonidos de las letras. La maestra en preescolar, ella desarrolló mucha parte oral, muchos ejercicios orales, muchas rimas, muchas canciones. Sin embargo, claro, es muy difícil como educadores es imposible poder llegar a la casa del alumno y constatar que está agarrando bien el lápiz, que la posición al sentarse es correcta, que está coloreando de una forma correcta. Y son cosas tan básicas, son cosas tan elementales. También nuestro maestro de educación física tuvo serios problemas para identificar, ¿verdad? Si los alumnos estaban haciendo bien o incorrectamente los ejercicios de motor grueso que se le estaban exigiendo. Y eso es algo con lo que tenemos que lidiar a diario. Sin embargo, ya este año pues se han encontrado diferentes aplicaciones o diferentes formas de presentar evidencias y de poder nosotros enseñarle al alumno que bien, está saltando, pero no lo está haciendo bien. Hay que hacerlo de forma diferente, hay que hacerlo correctamente. Las palabras, las letras, las está escribiendo parecido, de forma parecida, sin embargo, no está haciendo bien los trazos ni los rasgos, que siempre hay un arriba hacia abajo, de izquierda a derecha o de derecha a izquierda, tantas cosas elementales que nosotros como educadores hacemos de cuenta y caso que se desarrollan en casa en el proceso de crecimiento de un niño mientras él juega, eh, mientras él tiene interacción con los adultos en casa. Sin embargo, sabemos que ya no hay mucha interacción, que no existe interacción prácticamente, a veces es nula. Y es evidente, ya que nosotros podemos constatar a través de la pantalla que no hay una relación padre-alumno en donde pues el padre pueda dedicarle ese tiempo para desarrollar esas habilidades que los niños necesitan al entrar a un primer grado. So, what to do? We really we are enjoying what we do. I know we're passionate teachers. If not, we weren't here. But we need to keep doing what we're doing and just adapt to the changes and go with the flow, trying to get the best ideas we can, trying to do the best for our kids, for our students, but always enjoy what you do. Enjoy what you do. You're changing the world. We are changing the world. We're making that difference now more than ever. So rethink what you're doing and adapt to the ongoing changes. I hope this has been helpful. I hope you have enjoyed this information, and I hope you keep enjoying your teaching practice. And I hope this can help you understand better what to do from now on. Okay? It was a pleasure, and thanks to the authorities and in the UPN to let me participate in this conference, and I'll be always available for you.